It's 1939 and America has just gone through its most disastrous economic downturn it has ever experienced. A period of time where millions upon millions of jobs were lost and the stock market crashed, leaving millions and millions of American citizens poor, homeless, and with no hope. Not to mention a certain world war was beginning to brew up across the globe. In between all of this madness and melancholy, MGM releases their new biggest hit, The Wizard of Oz. The movie was released on August 25th, 1939, with a lot of hype surrounding it, and when audiences watched the film, it became an instant classic. It has been talked about for decades about how influential and important this movie is, with its innovation of color, story, production design, performances, and most importantly, the film's music. Today, we are going to be discussing why the song Over the Rainbow is a timeless record and why it still has immense influence today. The film's main character Dorothy lives in a monotonous and boring gray world. She lives in a farm with her dog Toto and her aunt and uncle. Work fills up her daily life in the farm, which leaves her no time for rest or playtime. Shortly after, Dorothy sings probably the most iconic song in movie history, Over the Rainbow. Over the Rainbow is a special song to me. It is a song that is pretty but also sad, colorful but also at the same time gray. Judy Garland's adolescent voice swoons to the melodic strings like you are inside of a dream flying. Over the Rainbow puts the listener in a trance-like state where you are imagining the visions Judy Garland's character is calling forth. The song talks about and expresses some very basic human imaginations and ideals that we have been longing for centuries, one of them being the concept of flying. Across the globe and mainly Western society, flying away has been implemented in literature, film, art, and music. The longing to fly away from life's troubles has always been inside of our hearts. Especially in times of false media, low pay, violence, war, and destruction, all of us want to fly away, including me. Now, what Judy Garland is singing is absolutely subjective to her. It revolves mainly about how she would imagine or describe her dream world place that she would want to be in. But in my opinion, I don't see her imaginations or her perfect form of a utopia being so far off than the imaginations that we may have within our hearts. Well, maybe not all of us, because there's a lot of psychopaths with weird fantasies that we don't want to see go around society, so we're not going to be talking about them. I feel like in the culture that we are inside of today, especially in my age range, we are conditioned to have these same routines and roles every single day of our lives. And of course, the quarantine and COVID obviously impacted that. But it's like in this age range of like, late teens to adult teens, we all have this same routine going over and over and over again. I feel like a lot of people want to change, but they aren't willing to change within themselves. I'll speak for me. Like for me, as days go on, living in this same routine, I feel myself sort of melting away in a weird type of way. And I don't know who's hearing this or who's watching this video that has their headphones on or who is at work or school, but if you have like those boring 9-to-5 jobs or office jobs and you listen to these lyrics, I don't think what Dorothy is singing is too far off from probably what you're thinking inside of your head, whether you're in, again, these office jobs or these boring 9-to-5 jobs. I believe these were the thoughts co-writer Yip Harburg had when writing the song. Yip Harburg was born in New York City, living with a poor family in an immigrant Jewish family home. He worked many penniless jobs and started his own business in the early 1930s, but his business inevitably failed due to the Great Depression. After that, he had nothing left but his writing, and he had written a couple hit songs, but a lot of his previous songs also had the themes of flying away to a much better and brighter place. The most obvious metaphor in the song would have to be the rainbow. Rainbows are a symbol of hope all around the world. In Western society, the rainbow is literally seen as a sign of hope and for greater things to come. And for each color, you could pretty much check off some basic human ideas and promises many people aspire to have. The rainbow means a lot to a lot of people, especially to me. And for me, I think a rainbow really symbolizes and reminds me that God has blessings for me coming my way. Rainbows can also be seen as a form of trust. Even in our current world of turmoil, terrorism, war and destruction, and so on, a rainbow can be seen from an average person's point of view that there is still beauty in this world. And yes, while this world is still dark and hideous and depressing, there is still beauty to this world, just like Louis Armstrong said. This world is still very wonderful. Over the Rainbow is a phenomenal song with messages and themes that is universally relatable and connects with people in a gorgeous way. I can say the same for other songs in history that does this. For example, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye and Imagine by John Lennon. Songs that deal with heavy messages connecting with humanity, and in relation to not what was just going on in their times, but making sure that the song that they were making was essential for people in any era. Over the Rainbow has such an angel-like essence to it that even being almost 100 years old when it first released, people still listen to this song and experience a euphoric state when hearing the instrumentation and Judy Garland's heavenly voice. Today I find this song to be extremely important and influential, not just in relation to things that is going on now and what happened last year in 2020, but especially what's going on in a certain third world country in the Middle East. A song like Over the Rainbow is extremely fitting to what's going on in the Middle East. I pray that the kids, whether or not they've heard this song, can imagine for themselves a brighter day, a brighter future, and a brighter place for them to live, and that all the destruction, turmoil, and terrorism that's going on around them will be vanished and live very much peaceful lives. Thank you all so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost to 15 subscribers now. I am very, very blessed and humbled and grateful for where I am today. If it wasn't for you guys that are watching this video, I wouldn't have made it this far. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week. This was Mark Arroyo. Farewell.